It hasn't been this cold since last March. A wind chill advisory is in effect Tuesday night through midday Wednesday. It will be the first deep freeze of the season. Reporter Sonia Goins visited Hennepin County Emergency Management and shows us how they provide information to cities so they can make important decisions when it comes to extreme weather.
Ooh, baby, is it cold outside. People bundled up as they ran errands in Crystal. If the sudden blast of Arctic air seems a little earlier than normal, it is.
Which is a pleasant surprise, I guess, to some people, if you like the cold weather.
The Hennepin County Emergency Management is keeping a close eye on the weather.
This is what we call our situation monitoring stations.
They would activate this room during severe weather events like extreme cold.
We kind of pull in a bunch of different resources and help distribute them around the county if needed.
Meteorologist Emily Harrington says there are no plans to activate the Situation Room on Wednesday, when temperatures are expected to be really brutal.
So these two screens are models that we look at. So those are your really, really cold wind chills that you're going to see over the next 24 to 36 hours.
The Hennepin County management team relies on local cities to collect data.
Well, we check it every Monday in the winter, and then we report that to Hennepin County.
Crystal has 2 frost monitoring gauges, one in the street and another under sod.
There you can see kind of where the frost line goes down, so it looks it's about 16 inches right now.
The information is useful to public works crews who need to know how deep the frost is if a water main pipe bursts. And it's also helpful for residents.
Also, from our residents in the city have shallower water services, and so it kind of helps us flag when they might need to start thinking about taking some precautions to make sure their water line doesn't freeze to their house.
Now, woo, it is cold out here. It's very important to bundle up and cover exposed skin. Now, according to the National Weather Service, it only takes 30 minutes to get frostbite in minus 20 degrees wind chill. Now, if you have a trouble finding a place to stay warm, Hennepin County is open up its warming centers. We have all that information on our website, ccxmedia.org. Live in Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, Ccx News.
All right, come in and warm up, Sonia. On extremely cold days, you might be tempted to leave your car running unattended. Police say, though, that's not a good idea.
In New Hope in November, we've seen already 2 cars stolen that were owners had left running with the keys in them. We have had at least 1 car stolen that was parked overnight but had a spare key left inside.
New Hope police would like to remind people not to leave their cars running with the keys inside. If you don't have a remote starter, please stay with your vehicle while it warms up. In some cities like Brooklyn Center, it is against the law to leave your car running with the keys inside. Brooklyn Center will stop selling tobacco products at its city-run liquor stores starting January 1st.
And they said, you know, it doesn't make sense for the city to sell tobacco anymore at their municipal liquor stores. You know, do you think we could just ask them to stop? And I said, sure, why not? And so a few meetings ago, the 2 students, Kami and Yang Cha Yang, came and just basically asked the city council to stop tobacco sales, and they said, okay.
Young Cha Yang and her sister Kimi have advocated for stricter tobacco rules at the local and the state level. At Monday night's meeting, the city recognized their efforts in bringing this resolution forward.
She couldn't be here tonight. She really tried, but you know, I'm just so grateful for everything. I think this was a really big night because it just proves that some things can be really successful if you work for it.
Brooklyn Center will lose about $6,000 from no longer selling tobacco in the city's 2 municipal liquor stores. It accounts for less than half of 1% of all sales. Robbinsdale passed the same measure about a month ago. The city of New Hope voted to increase next year's budget by 8%. Property owners can expect to see a 3% tax increase. The city will spend $700,000 to put swimming pool operations back into the budget. However, a lot of that expense will be offset by pool user fees. New Hope also increased the amount given to the West Metro Fire District by $80,000. For homes valued between $150,000 and $400,000, the tax increase will range from $28 to $87. In Brooklyn Park, a charter school will now have the opportunity to make some long-desired improvements. The City Council approved a lease agreement between the city and Excel Academy that allows the school to lease nearby Fair Oaks Park for $1 a year for the next 40 years. The agreement allows Excel Academy to add additional parking, playground equipment, and sports fields to the adjacent park. The school initially tried to purchase a section of the park for more than $500,000, but that plan did not receive the full support of the council.
I think that right now that a lease is a better way. It's way cheaper on your side. Instead of the $500,000, it's $1. And to me, that's a win-win.
Per the terms of the lease agreement, Excel has 2 years to make the park improvements at their expense. Today, Brooklyn Park celebrated the expansion of a growing company as the city declared Tuesday Nystrom Day. Mayor Jeff Lundy joined the CEO of Nystrom for a ribbon cutting on a new building expansion. The added building nearly doubles the size of its Brooklyn Park campus. Nystrom makes products for the commercial building industry. The growth also highlights the need for workers.
Where the job growth and the needs are is actually in manufacturing. People actually do things with their hands and make things, and people can make a really good living, and the worker shortage is very acute. And so in Minnesota, you will find manufacturers all over our city and other cities who talk about just to find people who want to do a job. They'll make more money doing this job than other jobs, but they're not ever told that.
Nystrom has 230 employees, and the expansion will allow for future job growth. And a reminder for you, of course, you can see all of the day's stories from around the Northwest suburbs on our website, ccxmedia.org.
The Osseo wrestling team hosts district rivals Park Center and Maple Grove later this week. As Jay Wilcox reports, a new coach is leading the Orioles this season.
There's plenty of work getting done in the tradition-filled Osseo wrestling room. New head coach Tony Castro, a Florida native and former Augsburg wrestler, is making sure of that.
I feel like everything has gone a lot smoother. It's more high-paced. The practices are a lot more high-paced.
Oh yeah, I love him so much. He's good. He keeps the tempo moving, and it's really good. He keeps us moving. He keeps us conditioned as well, so that's the biggest thing for me too.
I've been embraced well with family and friends, the guys as well. I think with a fresh start, I think we're headed in the right direction.
The Orioles' biggest strength is in the upper weights. They have 3 guys rated in the top 5 in their weight classes. Jacob Meisner is ranked 5th at 182 pounds. Jagger Shack is 3rd at 220, and Isaac Omlin is 4th at heavyweight.
We gotta keep it moving too. It's not just Coach Tony. We gotta be motivating the JV guys and along his lower weights, so they look up to us, I think, and we need to keep the tempo too. Because if we're not keeping the tempo, then they're gonna think, why do we need to keep the tempo then? So.
The Orioles were 6th in their own Ken Drogemiller tournament and 5th at the Lakeville North tourney. Friday, they'll take on both District 279 rivals as they host Park Center and Maple Grove in a tri-meet.
That's always a must-win. Obviously have fun while winning, but.
I have a good friend over there named Justin Miller. He's a coach at Park Center. Good buddies, but he knows not to call me that whole week or send me any text messages or any of that stuff. So, yeah, I'd say we got a good relationship, but we're very competitive, so I'm looking forward to it.
It's a battle for district bragging rights Friday and a good test to see if the work Osseo's doing is paying off. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
We will have live coverage of all 3 matches with Osseo, Park Center, and Maple Grove starting at 5 o'clock Friday on CCX. The Osseo Maple Grove match caps the night at about 8 p.m. The St. John's University football team is in the Final 4 of the Division III playoffs. The Johnnies' top running back is Brooklyn Park native and Totino Grace graduate Kai Barber. The senior has rushed for 10 touchdowns and a team-high 658 yards. He also has 338 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns through the air. Barber made a huge special teams play in St. John's quarterfinal round playoff game when he recovered an onside kick to secure a 34-33 win over Wheaton College. Barber and the Johnnies face Wisconsin Whitewater this Saturday at 2 o'clock. A win puts St. John's in the national title game on December 20th. Barber is also on the St. John's track and field team, and at the 2019 Division III Outdoor Championships, he placed 9th in the shot put. Club gymnastics is a big time commitment, especially for those who continue on the club circuit through high school. On this week's Sports Jam show on CCX, Jason Malillo profiles a Park Center High School senior who is doing just that. Here's part of that story.
Raisa Boris started doing gymnastics because she wanted to be like her older sister.
I was 2 years old and I was standing at the little counter, and I started, like when my sister was about to go in for class, I started jumping up on the counter too, saying me too, me too.
Initially, Raisa enjoyed the sport and she was good at it. But as she got older and advanced to the higher levels, there were moments of self-doubt.
My very first day in level 6, I moved up to the big girl competition kind of, and the first day we started doing conditioning, I ran out crying to my mom.
Raisa is now a level 10 gymnast, just one level below athletes who are Olympic hopefuls.
You can see the rest of the Raisa Boris story and more this week on Sports Jam. It airs on CCX1 through Wednesday night and is also available anytime online at ccxmedia.org.